are live.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll send them a link once we're live.
And close that too. There we go. I don't know if that shifted. Did that mess it? I can reopen it.
Nope. It looks like we're here.
Are we?
I see my face on the screen. Chat, everyone here live on the Nick and Mitch page. What is up? Welcome to the X Games 2023. This is surreal. Before the Olympics, before the game, Steep even came out. Mitch and I were huge fans of the X Games. And they contacted us 5 days ago and gave us the green light to put something together for the last day of competition this year. So looking forward to it.
It's weird because we wanted to do something with them in the past. I think we mentioned that because it was before Riders Republic came out, but this did kind of come out of nowhere. The X Games wanted to show off some Riders Republic during their digital experience on Twitch and on YouTube. So they had a couple gamers who play the game, stream the game to make some content. And of course, we wanted to do a TFG event, and we put it together in 5 days. So you guys, there's some familiar faces. I know 2 or 3 of them are already in the chat.
Yeah. I was going to say, we put it together in 5 days. Like, we organized the event in 5 days. You put this together yesterday. we were on a live chat for 6 hours yesterday, putting all of these elements together. All in the hopes that people over at the X Games are going to watch this and just be like, what is happening? What are we getting ourselves into? They allowed us, they gave us an inch and we're going to take a mile.
We wanted to see what was possible. And thankfully we have done a few TFG events in the past. I think in all runs, maybe best trick series, and the live streams weren't great because we had some audio issues in how we ran it, but that let us easily put this together. Like, we have, I think it's going to flow very well, knock on wood. But I think this is going to be such a cool event, and hopefully shows the X Games and Riders Republic that these events should happen more, and of course that a replay mode could help out with the production of these events.
Yeah, so I mean, the folks that are here on our YouTube page, you're going to get a little bit of behind the scenes as to what is going on. So right now we are killing time. We are on standby waiting for women's slopestyle to close out, and then we will dive right into our bit. And then directly after us, will be men's slopestyle as well. There will be an interview with a band, a pop punk band that's being featured at the games today before we go on. So once women's slopestyle closes out, they'll have a quick interview and then they'll throw to us. When that happens, as much as I want you to stay on our channel, I kind of want you to go over and join the live chats as well. We are going to be simulcast, co-streamed over on twitch.tv/xgames and youtube.com/xgames. Right now, the Twitch stream for X Games is sitting at 15,000 viewers. So and no
YouTube
pressure
here is at, can I scroll down on here? 10,000. And what did you just say?
15.
Oh, good. 25,000. It might end up on ABC too, which is national TV here.
Network television.
The X Games are showing from 1 to 4. So I don't know what they're showing in between. We're not sure yet, but that would be insane. One thing I do want to point out, since I know he's in the chat, Flair, I'm wearing your hoodie.
Hey!
The last run, I promise, with the Flair Arts collection. And I want to know how his competition went yesterday too. I think he was prepping for a ski competition, which is why he couldn't get the video through in time.
Right. Yeah, and folks that are in the chat, Space Clump asking, about submissions. Because of the tight turnaround, we had to limit who we could, feature this and throw it out to. So we threw this out to our previous X game or TFG medalists. So anyone who has, a medal in TFG got the notification in a standalone chat over there. And we're able to submit a clip. So yeah, Flair got in right after the buzzer. We weren't able to work him into the stream, but Mitch is repping the brand today. So we're showing love as much as we can here.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
If we had have known longer, we would have tried to put together a tournament, had everyone submit. We only had the 4 days, so we brought invitees back, but something maybe we'll do next year around X Games. And like Nick said earlier too, you can watch it over on the X Games YouTube or their Twitch, because they'll be showing our stream, and we want them to really see how much people are interacting with this.
Yeah,
and you'll also get to see how Jack and Hannah and the X Games people, the hosts, if they like jump on for a minute or two to kind of react how they have been for Daggy and for Steep, then you'll get to hear what they're doing too.
Yeah, we definitely want as many people as possible over in one of the X Games chats. Just blowing up the game, blowing us up, blowing yourself up. Let's just blow everything up over there, and let's make Riders Republic known in the world of X Games. This is... So we're supposed to go live on the East Coast. It is 2:00 in the afternoon. We're supposed to go live at 2:20, but it looks like I'm getting a message right now from our producer in Colorado. We may be jumping in before 2:20 hits. So as soon as we go, if you want to hop over to one of those other streams, please, by all means, go blow their spot up. You can also just load their stuff, stay on here, whatever. You do whatever you want.
Yeah, pop out chats, don't pop out chats. We've got all of our chats running.
Yeah, this is the calm before the storm. I don't know how. I don't know how we got here. I do know that we have an awesome intro video that was made yesterday by Mitch, and it's going to be incredible. And I think
that was made by us together. We probably spent more time making the 20-second intro video than we did putting together the rest of the event, because we're that detail oriented when it comes to things like the X Games.
All right, so we're saying directors 10 minutes or so until we put you into a double box with the hosts.
Nice.
So we'll be talking. We're just going to keep, talking about the game, hanging out with you guys. And then once we go full screen is when the party starts.
How's the music level?
Yeah, how are audio levels, everyone?
We fine-tuned it. We were testing it earlier. We just want to make sure they are set and they are perfect.
Yeah.
And I see a lot like talking about Steve too. Earlier today, I was watching all of our intro edits from all of the previous TFG events. And at least for like the real ski, the real snow, those edit competitions, I don't think it could be beat right now. There's just it was so smooth and like really close to the skiing and snowboarding you see. And it brought back a lot of really cool memories. I shared a picture with Nick of our very first TFG event on camera. And it's
rough.
It's a little shaky, but that's where it starts.
Yeah, we had to start somewhere. Yeah, and I'm trying to gauge, like, we wanted to do the X Games before we did the Olympics. The Olympics thing happened because it was just right place, right time. But being able to say that we're a part of the X Games this year is a little surreal. Did anyone catch Steep and Daggy? Steep streamed with the X Games on Friday, and Daggy was out there yesterday, and they both crushed it. The chat was going nuts for Daggy yesterday. It was amazing.
They they had some of the guests playing too, like the football players. And yesterday, was it Zeb?
It was Zeb Powell was playing Riders Republic and stomping. Like, he was surprisingly good at the game. I think he's played it before. He might have done some promo stuff with Ubisoft.
That was I remember when the game was coming out, it was still pretty height of COVID, so a lot of the real skiers and snowboarders were playing it and kind of posting that on Instagram. You would see reels of them messing around. One of the BMX is the guy they recorded for a lot of the tricks in the ad. I want to say Fabio, or it starts with an F.
I forget his name.
He was playing it a lot.
I do remember that. It was unreal. Seeing all the behind the scenes of that with the mocap suit and the BMX and mountain bike riders was something else. So I'd love to be there, like, live streaming during that.
Pretty small, probably, but here's the very first TFG event that we had going on, the Knucklehuck Ski Finals with us on camera. Nothing on my wall. Nick not in college, but maybe your first place.
That was our first place down in Maryland. Yeah. We can post that in Discord after the event. I see that they are back. The event is done. And they are sitting with the band Girlfriends, who, if nobody knows, go check them out. They're actually really cool. Some pop punk music. And they're two members of the band Goldfinger. So, yeah.
Which is a throwback.
Yeah, huge throwback. But like, what was it? 99 Red Balloons. They did the cover of 99 Red Balloons.
That's right.
Yeah. That was how I learned
songs.
German.
Right? That was in one of the Tony Hawk games, I believe.
Yes. 99 29 red balloons floating in the summer sky.
Remember that? And then finding out years later that there's an actual version of that song.
Yeah, Nina. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's mostly German.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
Superman too. What's their Superman one?
If I go crazy,
that's not them.
No, that's
it's Kryptonite by Three Doors Down.
That's right.
We're showing our age with that.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, we are prepared to go. Mitch and I have a little script, so it's going to be not hairy at the beginning. It might be a little dicey. We'll see. We'll see how this all works out.
Yeah, we ran through it earlier, which is a step up for us before an event.
Yeah, right.
Usually though we're recording it, so there's the 10 takes that we don't use, where we tweak things and then we just post the final one. I remember the invitational. If it's still members only, we should maybe think about changing it. There was like the blooper reel.
We can absolutely change
us recording. Yeah. I think we said 1 year for members only videos anyways. Like we might post some. I can't remember if I shared that, but it was wild.
Yeah, no, phenomenal. Oh, I forgot my lip chap. That's the one thing that I don't have.
Got it. Here, bud.
Stream's done. Stream's over. Cancel it. We're done. I don't have my chapstick.
Just, toss it right at the very end. Like I can't use it during the stream. I mean, I can use it.
Yeah,
gotta stay hydrated.
Oh yeah.
Especially when you're skiing. I've noticed like skiing and outdoor, your lips get chapped so hard.
Yep, lips get chapped. Your nose needs to be covered or like have something on it as well. That it's rough. Getting sunburnt on the slopes is never fun.
And here's Gunny just asked, what do we think? Riders Republic or Steep X Games?
That's a loaded question. I don't know. I mean, I really like the X Games Park in Riders Republic. Obviously we started in Steep, so I think we both kind of have a soft spot for Steep. The features and everything you're able to do over there. But yeah, I haven't bombed the Steep X Games Park recently. I remember it hit real hard.
It's been a long time. Yeah, it was a little long from what I remember.
Yeah, there was a
compared
lot
to a
to
traditional course, and there were so many routes. I feel like most people went one route, and I know for TFG only one of them had lights.
Right.
I feel like the pacing of Steep was a lot better for events like this because it was slower. Riders Republic's in-your-face speed. You can easily clear an entire feature of rails by jumping. So it's trickier. But
yeah,
I'm interested to see like what the people who competed today they did, because I know we had their scores, but they also went for steeze.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think the Riders Republic Park feels, like you said, it is definitely faster. The park feels more realistic. It feels like an actual, like they built this park on the mountain for this event. Versus Steep, which is just, they kind of went balls to the wall with it. I don't know. Flair saying Steep physics and camera is so much smoother. Yeah, exactly. Like that's where it looks, I feel like the Riders Republic Park looks and feels a little better, but Steep it's still the baby. Like I love Steep. I love the mechanics, the physics, everything about Steep as well. So it is really hard to put these two up against one another. We're getting another message from Aspen, Colorado. This might be the time. 2 minutes out. Folks, if you haven't already, load up your X Games chats, your X Games live streams. We will see you over in the chats. And if we see your name and we have a second, we would love to shout you out. Shiny Pants Gang represent over there. Thank you so much for taking some time out on your Sunday to join us in what could be one of the craziest things that the both of us do.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild. I can't wait.
Stop.
Flair was saying he had his TFG medals around too. I don't have any good ones.
Oh, I have mine on the wall. They're in. You will see them right there.
I think I just have the beta. Well, I do have them over there. Yeah, and then I do have a Nick and Mitch holographic thing, whatever you would like to call that.
Yeah.
It's
girlfriend
very hard
got that
to see
for
right
you.
now. Yeah,
it's really cool. I dig that. Yeah. All right, we have our script up here. Wow,
it's finally happening.
We're gonna go split screen. I don't know if I want to watch the chat to see us on the stream before I pause it or not.
Oh, I see.
Do
what you want.
Yeah. I don't know.
Nate said a deep breath. There's been many deep breaths.
There's a lot of
But surprisingly, I slept well before this too,
I
because
slept
you
like
know
a baby.
we've done several events at this point, so we don't see who we're talking to, so it still feels like we're just doing an event for the community. Just that little thing in the back of your head saying, no, there's a lot more people watching.
The nerves are the same as they would be for a live stream event on our channel.
Yeah.
Like we're both performers. We both have backgrounds on the stage. Mitch, classic and jazz trumpet. I did stage work, theater stuff as well, on camera and music. So like we're comfortable in front of crowds. But when you look at it and you realize that we're pretty much performing to like Capital One Arena in DC, which is where the Washington Capitals play. That's it's a little steep.
Oh no, those puns are starting already. I can't take it.
I said the one the other day, and the X Games guy's like, we can still cancel your stream. I said, we're up against some steep competition. He's like, we can still cancel your slot.
It's not a direct partnership, but it's, it's a little close.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Looks like Saint joined the chat too. JL Casey, at least in here. Saint submitted a few really cool things from what I remember. He had some photos and videos.
Awesome. Yeah, man, I'm here for it. All right. I am closing the... Sorry, I'm in the zone. I'm closing the YouTube stream, so I'm no longer seeing our live stream.
I just realized too, like they're watching me try to jump off of this X Game balloon as they join in. I remember this part. I was trying to land all the way down, like jump from this down into a slopestyle feature, and it wasn't going so well.
I love it. All right, we are getting ready. Let's move and groove. 30 seconds out. So we're gonna go to co-stream, and then once we go full camera, we are games are rolling.
Yeah, we'll be set. We'll be sailing.
And we're on. Sweet. We love this. Thank you all. We'll see you at the end.
Yes, thank you.
All right, you got your script? We're all
Sounds
good?
up. Yeah.
Let's get this.
Awesome. I love this X Games Park area too.
Yeah, no, that's phenomenal. All right, looks like we're good. What is going on, riders? What's up, X Games? Hannah, Jack, the girlfriends? I mean, it is an absolute honor to be hanging out with Yins on the final day of competition out there in balmy Aspen, Colorado. Now, before we get today's event started in Riders Republic, we do have a confession. Mitch and I are not by any means the best riders in the Republic.
Hold on, there's a little bit of an audio issue. It looks like
all right, that's all good.
Side.
We can wait.
I think they were doing 2-box and then raising the sound.
All good. All good.
Yeah. You got all the time in the world. You guys get to watch me
Got great practice.
Try to jump off of this X Games balloon and land in one of the slopestyle features. And I attempted this way too many times, but sometimes you just got to jump off a balloon. You got to send it, right?
Sometimes you just got to send it. At least you don't have that steep thing with like the G-forces anymore.
Oh, yeah. Man. And I know you can do this too. I've seen clips. If you land on a rail, I'm pretty sure you'll stay upright. If you hit it at the right angle, you are all good.
Could you imagine?
Someone paraglided into my view at that point too.
I love it. All right, looks like we're running into some issues over on the stream, so it's all good. We are, I think our cameras went away. We're coming back.
Sounds good. Look at that. Just so close to that landing. I was frustrated with that. Then I just went for it, right? And you just give up and you go hit some massive big air booters.
Big Air Booters would be an awesome band name.
Yeah, you know what?
I mean, like they could only play at ski lodges, but I feel like Big Air Booters would be a fun like dad rock band name.
I think that's going to be our 2-person band name. Somewhere in the stream, I do have loaded up us playing a Green Day song as like a little halftime performance, which we won't be doing today. But we can jam if we need to jam.
Yo, look at all the traffic. Look at all the traffic over there at the X Games Park.
It is
gotta love it.
Busy.
Looks like we are back on stream, hanging out here with Hannah, Jack, and girlfriends. Can't wait.
And I just I recorded this in Riders Republic earlier this week, maybe Monday. So there was a lot of people around the X Games Park. We've got some weekly challenges going on where you can get some cool X Games gear. And it sounds like we are officially full screen.
Yes, what is up, riders? Hannah, Jack, girlfriends. I mean, come on. It's an absolute honor to be hanging out with Yins on this final day of competition out here in Aspen, Colorado. Now, before we get started with Riders Republic, we do have a confession to make. Mitch and I are not by any means the best riders in the Republic.
No, not at all. We cannot play like Daggy. We cannot play like Steep, but we do play to our strengths. And Nick and I grew up watching the X Games, and once they made their way into Steep and Riders Republic, we knew exactly how we could highlight their actual pros. So to these riders you'll see today, it's more than just a game. And today, the X Games Park on Mammoth Mountain in Riders Republic will play host to a triple threat showdown. Welcome to the Tartiflette Games.
If you are watching the X Games right now, you are no stranger to the contest you are about to see. The only difference being this is in Ubisoft. This is a video game, Riders Republic, our bread and butter. We absolutely love the community. We love the game over here. All of the devs, shout out. Thank you to Eric and Drew for setting this up. Let's get it going. Mitch, let's run down the contest and send it, man.
Sounds good. We run X Games style competitions in these games, so we thought we could bring you a triple threat showdown in the X Games. So in Riders Republic, we will have riders competing in slopestyle, big air, and superpipe. After the runs, you'll see the in-game scores were collected, but that's not how we judge things here at TFG. The score in a game is not the only thing that matters. Steeze, style, how you play out the course is what matters. So we want to hear who you guys think was the best in each of these rounds, and we'll be announcing the actual winners on Wednesday during one of our shows, and we'll be handing out those TFG medals. For this, we only had a quick turnaround, so we invited some of our past winners, and here they are.
Yes, in competition order for all three events, we will be seeing the following riders. From Qatar, starting out in pole position, Kuno, followed by Australia's own and Mr. $500,000 over on TikTok, Call Me Jay. From France, Monkey D. Tony, Lucas from the UK, and finally, Nate Hotshot from Germany, who was unfortunately only able to record a slopestyle run. So we're going to be showing Nate some love, but only in the first event today. All of these guys have their own YouTube pages, so I would be remiss if I didn't shout them out and give them a plug. Go check them out. They're doing amazing things in this game, better than either of us could even imagine. But with that, let's get this thing started, man. I think it's time for event number 1 of the Tartiflette Games at the X Games 2023 Slopestyle. Let's hit it.
And of course, we're going to have a guest commentator. He's in the game. We have Brando Graham talking over some of these runs.
Let's go.
So we got Kuno going dark up first, and he came around Riders Republic to our channel and has just been sweeping a lot of these competitions.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see the iconic panda head that he's rocking there. Got that nitro board. Chat, people that are in Riders Republic, what is your brand of choice on the mountain? We want to know. Mitch and I have been riding. I've been riding the Prada line at least. Love that Linea Rosa. But yeah, want to see what everyone's riding in the game.
And I think in real life, I'm riding a 5150 on snowboard. Been more of a skier.
Whoa, whoa! Wait just a gosh darn second. What did Kuno? Kuno was going for blood for the cameraman. Absolutely going way off course. I still think we're going to count that, though.
I think so. He loves to break the rules in these events and just goes crazy and put down a solid run to start this thing off.
This is phenomenal. Here we go. Moving on to Call Me Jay from Australia. Again, I said it at the beginning. Call Me Jay has become a TikTok phenomenon for Riders Republic, one of the largest proponents of the game on the newest platform we have. Just absolutely crushing it, slamming it down.
Yeah, and he is one of the top members of Toon Squad. If you haven't played Riders Republic, there is a clan system in Toon Squad. They're on top, baby. They put together some of the craziest runs and highlights you've ever seen.
I've heard that once or twice. Again, gonna shout out the iconic you know it's Call Me Jay when he's rocking that bunny head. I would love to see, I know the hoods that you throw over the helmets on the mountain are becoming more and more popular, but I would love to see like Zeb Powell rocking a bunny head like this. Could you imagine like swiping the ears on the knuckle at the actual games?
That would be insane. And on one of those big airs, you see the kicker, he kind of did like a very low, almost a knuckle hook style trick.
Yeah, we're going to get some more love here for Call Me Jay in just a second. We're throwing it to France with Monkey D. Tony, and you may notice this is not Brando Graham shoutcasting this run. This is the French faction of the voiceovers in Riders Republic, which is where the game was developed in the mountains, the French Alps of Annecy, France.
Est-ce que tu parles français, Nick?
Sure, man. No, I sure don't. I took German for 2 years and in high school, and I don't remember a lick of it. So, yeah, there's that. But Monkey D. Tony, again, just laying down a clinic for the folks all around the world. Where are people watching from? I saw earlier we were getting some love from Norway and Finland, but let's see some flags. Let's see some shout-outs for those home countries in the chats.
Yeah, that's one of the best things about running these events and building up this community is just seeing riders all across the world. I mean, we have Australia here, Qatar, lots of Europe, North America, Canada. So, you know, it's really just riding's riding. You can make friends anywhere.
Riding's riding. That should be one of our shirts. Right now we are watching Lucas from the UCAS. It is one of our ride or dies here. Lucas has competed in darn near every contest that we have had. He is constantly all over the channel. We love him. We love our entire community, but I mean, you gotta love the OGs.
And this board is pretty close to these X Games colors. You gotta love light blue, neon pink. It's just so flashy, especially when you get to see that bottom.
Yeah, for those of us just tuning in who may not know what we're watching right now, this game is Riders Republic. It is a Ubisoft title on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. That's it, right? We're not on Switch yet. We should be, but we're... Could you imagine? No. The steeze is real over here. We're at the X Games Park on Mammoth Mountain in Riders Republic. And this is the Tartiflette Games brought to you by Nick and Mitch. You can follow us over on YouTube at Nick and Mitch.
Yes, and we got our final rider up here, Nate Hotshot, in this beautiful red outfit. He's just I know he's going to lay something sick down.
Talk about Linnea Rosa, the Prada brand that's featured in the game. This is just all Rosa. This is Nate Rosa right here. Incredible. Little tap off the camera, boom right there. Shouts to the just abusing our poor production crews here in the game.
Yeah, look at he's just going left and right on these feature with no regard for the intention that was set up.
What is up, Denmark, Finland, USA, Canada? I saw we got some Hong Kong. We're showing love all around the globe on every continent except that real cold one. Maybe X Games makes it down. X Games South in Antarctica next year. We'll have to see.
Yeah, anyone from Antarctica, you automatically win the prize for watching
from show there. Up, you win.
Yeah.
So, yeah. After we are completed with slopestyle here in Riders Republic, we're moving on to Big Air and then I forgot the last one, Superpipe. But following our stream in just about 30 minutes, we will begin men's slopestyle in real life in Aspen for the actual medals.
Yeah, and here we go. This is the scoreboard from the in-game scores. So you can see Monkey D. Tony on top, then Call Me Jay, Nate Hotshot, Kuno Going Dark, and Lucas. But the score is not what's important. We want to know who you thought had the best runs in the game. So you can put them in chat. We'll be announcing a winner on Wednesday too, because, you know, we got 3 different events here. So we have 3 winners.
Yeah, I would love if we are able to put a poll up on Twitch or YouTube to get some votes going to see which rider, which run people really did enjoy. Right now, the scores of the game, you can see them up there, like Mitch just said. Monkey D. Tony leading in first place by like 20,000 points. He put on an absolute clinic.
Yeah, he definitely knows how to play the game technically and, you know, really amp up those scores. The cool thing about Riders Republic is if you put it on the hardest difficulty where you don't have any assists, you get multipliers for landing perfectly, and that can really boost up your final score in some of these events. So, you know, he's really got to make sure those flips are the right flips to hit.
Right, and that is what makes our brand of contest, a little different than just a regular, run this contest in the game and move on. There is something to say, and we saw it when we were doing some work with the video game over in Europe. When you have competitors competing for just the point system in the game, they will slow down. So they'll hit that rail at a snail's pace just to get that multiplier built up. And from our perspective, shoutcasting that and trying to make that exciting is always difficult. So throwing in that steeze element, just that you can't put a point on it and what makes it good. You just know, right? So we're looking for that it factor, and we want to hear what everybody has to say. I can't talk, man. I'm messed up.
I think I liked Call Me Jay. He going off course to land on some of the different platforms, speakers where the cameramen are, doing a wall ride on the side of one of the big booters. He's just really finding the most creative ways he can on the course. But I see Lucas is saying his vote goes to Nate for that hand tap.
Yeah, and that's the style points, right? The game's never going to find the knuckle. They're never going to find that drag. But just, yeah, absolutely wonderful. I'm going to go with Kuno, starting out with that massive landing on the camera platform, sent it over one of the camera structures and just stomped it down on metal before rejoining the course there. So I think we are good to move on. If you'd like to move on to the to Big Air. Yeah. Big Air is it's very quick. It's going to be very fast. So we are going to feature each run 3 times back to back.
Yes, and this is set up just like the real course too. So one big booter, Kuno. A nice, beautiful grab. And what a solid landing.
Yeah, I was going to say, he had that. He was coming in sideways for that landing right until the tail end. He was able to rotate those hips right here. Let's see it. And boom! Slamming it down.
Yeah, and Brando Graham, of course, speaking highly about that cork that he was able to throw off.
Yeah, just, that man is a professional in the digital world, in the real world as well. We can't get enough of Brando Graham. We actually had him comment on one of our events during the pandemic. He gave some love to Just Steep It with the iconic giraffe slap. If you're a member of the community, and if you know, you know. Whew. Come on, man.
I know, right?
It's not fair.
Putting as much as he can into one single jump. 2, 3 different grabs before he lands. He takes off switch and land switch.
And surprisingly kept it pretty straight on the landing there. He didn't have too much of an angle going off of the lip there. Kept it right in the middle, right in between the rails there. Wonderful submission by Call Me Jay.
Yeah, and now we got Monkey D. Tony from France once again.
What is going on with Mitch's head? I don't know what's going on with Mitch's head. Mitch's head it's massive. There's a lot going on up in Mitch's head right now. I don't even know if Mitch knows what's going on in Mitch's head.
I don't. I'm just locked in. And beautiful stick in the landing. One of the things I do love about this version of the X Games is the crowd. Whenever you're playing the events in Riders Republic, you got crowds down at the bottom. You can hear them cheering louder and louder.
Yeah, you love those horns. You love the cowbells. It really does feel like a populated event. But then it is kind of sad as well when you are just not doing the event, so the crowd isn't populated. You're not in the actual mini game or whatever you want to call it. It's just silent, and you're running all of these. It really feels like practice. But I always love a little crowd cheering behind me.
Oh, absolutely. And Lucas is putting down the final run here again, changing up the grabs on the snowboard. We left it open to what sport you wanted to use. So you could use ski or snowboard in all 3 of these. When you are at the X Games Park in Riders Republic, there is a big boss event, which is these 3 events. So you have to do slopestyle, halfpipe, and big air all in one go. And then it's your combined score. Determines whether or not you beat the big boss event. And that's kind of the finale of the career track for the snow sports in the game.
Yes, yeah. And if you are a fan of the X Games watching this stream today thinking, what is this video game? How do I get this? How do I get into this? If you want that X Games swag in the game, time is running out. If you buy Riders Republic today, you should be able to complete some of those weekly challenges that will give you the X Games hoodies and all of the swag that we have branded out in the game. So be sure to go over PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, all showing some love for Riders Republic. Let's see in the chat one more time. What system are people playing? If you are a gamer like us, what system is your main?
Yeah, and this is the final results for the big air here with Call Me Jay taking it on top, Toon Squad on top, Monkey D, Tony, Lucas, and Kuno going dark. But again, we want to see who your favorites were in this event. The scores are pretty close, so it's going to come down to what the people think.
Mitch, did you have a favorite here?
Was it Monkey D, Tony? Who ran second?
I can check my notes. It was Call Me Jay.
I believe it was the 3 different grabs and the super smooth landing.
Yeah, with the tweak right
that
at the
took
end.
it for me.
I
but
will
again,
have to go.
it always comes down to personal preference. You and me often have different answers when we're judging these.
Yeah, we're seeing Fies Ring over on Twitch saying Nate wins big air for me. Yeah, he absolutely slammed down that ghost run that we're watching right now.
Yeah. Hey, if you don't compete, you can still win, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get some love in the chat as well for our other riders. We are a wonderful hub for the community. We love featuring other riders. As you see, we have them up on screen instead of us playing the game right now. Let's get some rubber duckies in chat for Steep, if you were here to see his stream on Friday. And let's get some snowmen in there for Daggy, who was on yesterday. Both of those actual pros at this game. Mitch and I just don't have the skills that it takes to throw down a clean run in this game.
And it does look like from our chat, a lot of them are giving Kuno big props for this big air. Seems like he's taking the early lead. And a lot of people playing PS4, PS5, PC. With Riders Republic, you can play on any platform and you can play together too. So if you have friends on different systems, it is a great game. You can party up to 5 people and then just shred the mountain. One of our favorite things, you can set session spots too in your squad. So if you pick a starting point, like the top of the slopestyle, you can all just jam there as long as you want, watch each other, and just have such a blast.
Man, I wish we were able to get Hannah, Jack, girlfriends, all a controller right now so they could throw down a run in big air as well. I would love to see them compete. But yeah, we will be announcing the winners here not at the end of today's stream at the X Games, but we will be announcing on our episode. We release a weekly Riders Report, which is a roundup of all of the news and events going on around the game and the community. Those debut every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern, which this week we will have the winners of the X Games showcase.
Yes, and it sounds like we will be cutting to snowboard soon, the real snowboard in the X Games. So if you want to continue watching this event, you can head over to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Nick and Mitch. We'll have that up afterwards too, so we'll have the rest of this event playing. And we do plenty of these TFG events where, we come up with different competitions. Our favorites are the edits. So we have done real ski, real snow, real street for skateboard, real everything. And we just try to do as many competitions as we can and get the community involved.
Before we get cut off, let's sign it off how we love to do. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for having us at the X Games. Drew, Eric, thank you so much for setting this up. I'm Nick.
And I'm Mitch.
And we'll see yins on the slopes. Thanks for having us, X Games. We'll see you next time.
And let's go to the super pipe.
So here we go. Starting out again. Sorry, I am all jumbled up here. the beauty of a live stream, right?
Absolutely.
Oh man, Kuno, just all of these riders are so good. There's a reason why they won medals in our contests.
Yeah, they played the game on a different level compared to how we actually play it. So it's always super impressive to watch them tackle some of these. Superpipe is a little tricky sometimes with the physics in here, but as you can see, sticking the landing smoothly is probably the most important factor. And he goes for this big send at the very end.
Oh my God. Broken ankles. Before he even landed, we hopped over to another.
Yeah, you gotta cut away. Now,
oh my God.
What was that from Call Me Jay now? Just a barrel roll going into it.
We're gonna get like 8 underflips here on the last kicker.
And guess what? The mass race is starting, so.
Hey, there we go. I can't wait until we can toggle that off.
Oh, that would be wonderful. Here we go. Final, and just sticks it in the bowl.
Just kept it on the ridge, right? Ankles are saved. Oh my God, was that like an underflip that he pulls off, throwing himself into the pipe?
Yeah, just because.
Low key, sure.
Yeah, low key. Yeah,
that's
just
how,
a little bit.
That's how they do it down under.
You just shake a little bit of steeze sauce on the very top. It's like the last dab from Hot Ones. Just a little drip.
That's our next live stream. We're gonna have Sean Evans play Riders Republic while we do the sauces.
No, I think we do commentary while we eat progressively hotter sauces.
There you go. That's actually not a bad. That'd be a good members video.
There we go. Now we got Monkey D. Tony.
Closing it out here. Well, no, not closing it out. We still have Lucas from the UK to close it out.
I think he just got the biggest air so far in the half pipe off of that.
Do you remember? I don't know if they ever brought it to the Winter Games, but in the super pipe they have the vertical bar, the LED tube that has the vertical.
Oh,
you know, when the rider would go up the lip, it would show like how much air they got.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see that in this game. That would be so cool.
That would be nice. I was watching that yesterday during half pipe, or 2 days ago, one of the half pipe events. Always interesting to see who goes for the biggest air, or who goes for lower air but more controlled tricks.
Yeah,
Monkey D. Tony going for just massive air.
Yeah, of course. Well, I mean, and that is the difference between real life and the video game, right? You're able to send it. You're able to take as much airtime as you can physically get. So you want to pull out the biggest combo, the fattest combo that you can find. Yeah, but we love it, and it makes for great TV here. Speaking of great TV, Lucas. Oh man, I love that board too.
Oh, which one is that? I gotta find that in the game.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know if I'm good enough to deserve that board.
I was gonna say that fits my outfit that I'm wearing so far, and going over the crowd.
Oh no, he's gone rogue. He's gone rogue. And yeah, here we go. Here's that run again. Beautiful. It was great until the very end there.
Yeah,
kind of went off book.
Just giving a little bit of a surprise to everyone out there. But sometimes you got to do that. It's like when you're playing a golf video game and you hit a little to the left and you're like, watch out, people. Same kind of thing. And they've got people standing on top of that fence with no rail whatsoever.
Yeah,
and
definitely
just squeezes between those people.
Definitely not OSHA approved. Holy cow. Well, that's going to do it for the X Games Showdown here, the 2023 Riders Republic X Games Showdown, featured at the actual X Games in Aspen. Monkey D. Tony taking first in Super Pipe with, I mean, no one has competed with these first place scores.
No, it was that big air that he got.
Right.
He was able to add those extra flips every single time.
Dude, when Monkey D sends it, he's looking for blood. Phenomenal showing by all of these riders here today. Thank you so much to our previous medalists again for competing with us. And like I said, we won't have the winners for you here today. We are going to have to put that together for Wednesday's episode. There will be no medals awarded. This is just a feel-good pat on the back. But yeah, we will be having another TFG event with an actual tournament play and like actual time to get all of this stuff put together soon. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Maybe we do another X Games Park where we do a back-to-back-to-back. And we can have 3 separate events there in showing the X Games some love.
Yeah, we'll have to put something big together soon. And I just saw a comment from Tim Riding saying, just discovered our channel thanks to the X Games. And he plays Session, Shredders, Steep, Riders Republic, Skater XL, and Skate. We've done events in most of those games, and we hope to continue to do that in other games too. Skateboarding, Real Street in Skater XL.
Skater XL.
That was disgusting. That was probably one of our early favorites because of how much control you had in the replay mode. So people were just putting together insane runs. I believe Flair took home the gold in that one.
Yeah.
And it's just unmatched. So we love all action sports games. We obviously have a love and a close tie to Riders Republic, but we just love sports in general.
Yeah, man. It's hard to sit there as a fan and not want to be involved. And that's kind of where this whole thing spurred from. We loved playing Steep, Ubisoft's game Steep, and now Riders Republic, but we wanted to go further. And we weren't good enough to go pro to compete in any events. So why not build the events and host them ourselves, right? It's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, that's what we can do. We can watch easily. We can talk for hours. Actually playing the game, not so much. So
yeah. Please, before the live stream ends over on Nick and Mitch, please let us know your favorites, fan favorites overall and per event if you're feeling nasty. Tim, it is great to have you here. Hope you join us this Wednesday, again, 9 a.m. Eastern here on the East Coast of the U.S. We debut our new episodes of the Riders Report, which summarizes everything you see under our name there: esports, game news, and the Riders Republic community. Looking forward to seeing some new faces here as we move into the new year.
Yeah. Got anything else you want to?
No.
Yeah.
That was a great way to end it, but I wanted to give you one more opportunity to speak in case you had anything else.
Here's where we always, go on a little too long in our episodes and can't quite edit that out in the live stream.
We just don't want the party to end. The nerves have finally subsided. We are no longer live at the X Games. I didn't even look at the stream, but we are well above 16,000 right now.
We're at 73 or 15 on ours right now. 73 views though, so people were clicking over. It's always fun to watch that.
We love that. Yeah, both of us aren't the most active over on Instagram, but if you want to give our personals a follow, it's down below as well. You can follow the Nick and Mitch YouTube, Nick and Mitch YT at Instagram. I just botched that. You can go follow our Instagram as well as our YouTube. We post little things over there every week. Thank you so much for joining us for this ripshot of an event. This was what a whirlwind this last week has been for the both of us. Mitch, congratulations and great job on the producing side of everything. Let's get some W's in the chat there from Mitch. Phenomenal.
You. And you, of course, just beautifully helping out, writing the script. He had so much input on that intro edit. I thought I was going to trash the whole thing, but we got it done, and guess what? We finally made it to the X Games, even if it was digitally this time. But one of these years, we'll be there.
Yeah.
Just to watch, to host an event, we'll be there at some point.
I really feel like next year we need to pound the pavement. We need the whole community to get behind us. Nick, Mitch, and Nick. Nick, and Mitch. We need Steep to come in with us as the guest judge. And I think we can do this in real life at the X Games Aspen 2024. Let the game know. I think this contest deserves to be at the X Games, but who am I to say? Only time will tell. Thank you so much again for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your weekend here, and we'll see you on Wednesday for a new episode of the Riders Report. For the second time this stream, I'm Nick.
And I'm Mitch.
And we'll see you on the slopes.